Hey everyone, thanks so much for joining me for Chronicles in Collecting, where I'm going to take a look at the Robot Spirits MS09R2 Rickdom 2 version anime. This mobile suit is from the anime Mobile Suit Gundam 83 Stardust Memory, which was a 13-episode original video animation that came out from 1991 to 1992. This figure came out in October 2021 and retailed for about $72 US. So for whatever reason, the Dom has always been one of my favorite mobile suits. I mean, I just think it looks cool. It's never played a particularly strong role in the series or anything like that. There's a bunch of revisions of the Dom, most notably the Rickdom, which are so slight that I had to look at a picture of them side by side to sort of understand what they were. Really just a very, very, very minor. So I really couldn't justify buying both a Dom and a Rickdom figure. But then they announced this sort of Rickdom Zwei, which is kind of an updated version of the Rickdom from Gundam 83 Stardust Memory, and this to me seemed like the perfect excuse to add another Don to my shelf. Just kind of love these bell-bottom feet here. I love the purple design. I just think it's such a unique, just design. It's a fairly bare bones release. This is just a regular Robot Spirit. It's not one of the cost signatures or metal Robot Spirits that we look at, so not a ton of accessories here, just some very basic guns, and doesn't have any of the kind of cooler markings that some of the more expensive figures have, but that's fine. It's nice to have a mix of some of the more premium ones and some of the more regular ones. It's got this big bazooka here, got these bazooka missiles. Take a look at those. So there's two of those. This is just a little thing to hold all the different hands. Probably won't use that. Got a beam saber. I love this orange beam saber. I think it contrasts, really nicely with the purple of the figure. So that's a little unique. I haven't seen a lot of orange beam sabers before. And then this kind of big stick, which is kind of funny just to imagine this very expensive and advanced robotics just using a pointy stick to stab things with. And these things are cool as well, just these little, jet propellant tanks, similar to kind of what we saw on some of the unicorn stuff, where they have the long white ones, like the unicorn and the Sinanju, and then just kind of, a variety of hands. I don't think we have to kind of go through each one of them one by one. Anyway, I'm going to take a break here, pose this guy, and I'll be back with a few minutes with some final thoughts. Alright, and we are back, and while we have the Rickdom Zwei on the rotating stand, there are just a few things that I kind of wanted to draw attention to that I thought were pretty cool. Again, not a super, complex figure, but does still have a lot of little nice details. So you got the gun here, you take the clip out, which is nice. It's got this little thing right here that you could attach to the back of the skirt if you're not using it. It's kind of jam-packed with all the stuff I got going on there, so I didn't put it on right now. You got this little piece right here that lets you connect the bazooka to his back, and then this that lets you connect his sword to his back, so that's really cool. Obviously you got the orange beam that you could put on the beam saber instead of the stick with the pointy end, which, however you want to do it. And then just a few other things. That comes with a few extra rockets for the rocket launcher, which you could attach on the back here. You could also attach the two gas tanks on the back there. And then since this is the version anime version, which is actually the only version of this one that exists, I think, but you could use all the version anime accessory parts. So if you have those little kind of booster effect parts, none come with this, but you could buy them separately or just use them from the other figures. And there's also, I think, a giant kind of firing missile that comes with one of the accessory packs as well, so that's pretty cool. Right now I kind of got him in a pose where he's just kind of throwing his rocket launcher and getting ready to attack with a beam saber. One other thing that's also kind of nice is you could actually take this take that part off to access the eye, and I guess move the eye back and forth or something like that. So all in all, not a particularly complex figure. It's not a lot of little, ton of fancy effects or a ton of weapons and stuff like that. But I think for just a regular Robot Spirits, there comes with a lot of pieces, and there's a lot of stuff you could do with it, and I think it's just a great design, very simple, basic lines, and kind of bold colors. Not a lot of purple robots, I feel like. Anyway, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate a like or subscribe. And if there's something you didn't like about the video or something else you want to see, tell me about it in the comments. I do anime figure reviews every Wednesday, and I'm doing anime reviews on Saturday, so please sure to check those out as well. And please join me for next week's figure review, where I'm going to take a look at the Robot Spirits RGM 79Q GM Quell. Thanks so much, and keep collecting. Please join me for next week's figure episode, where I'm going to take a look